one day less. Yeah, it's harder. It's a bit harder. You get a little bit behind. You got to spend a little bit more time here, but it's not as big of a deal as I would say a real short week.
Joe's obviously out, and he's had
Who?
Joe Burrow. I mean,
Yeah.
has been out, and he's obviously had injury issues, in his career. You've for the most part really maintained your health and been durable, especially during your time with the Lions. I mean, what goes into that, and how much do you kind of do all the prehab and all that stuff just to kind of maintain?
Yeah, I try to do my best to take care of myself in the off season and do all that stuff, and a lot of it's out of your control to some extent. And I've been lucky to have really good protection around and keeping me upright and all that stuff. And can't speak to Joe's situation. I think he's a hell of a player, but hope he's back soon.
Can you speak to how good Taylor's been playing the last? I mean, he's been dealing with that shoulder injury. I've been trying to get him to Sunday, and then perform the way he's been, especially against last week. He's got another good matchup this week. Can you just speak?
Yeah,
to
he's been so dang good, man. He really has, and him battling through what he's been dealing with has been awesome to watch him go through, and not awesome to see him go through it, but awesome to see him fight through it, I guess. And he's been doing great. He's been playing well, and yeah, he's been doing good.
Your weapons have grown and played longer in this league. How have they had more input on game plan, subtle adjustments, stuff like that you've seen? Just Gibbs, wide receivers, all those guys.
Yeah, I think Johnny gives a lot of us a lot of input on like how we want to do things and how we see things, and certainly he's coming up with all the plays, since Sunday till this morning. But then we get out there on the grass and something feels a little bit different. Maybe we should do this split. Maybe we should take this amount of steps. Sure, he listens to all of it, and all these guys have a little bit of input here and there and how they want to do things, and it's nice to have coaches who listen.
Jared, you've been clean for a while now. Can you talk about the complementary football being played between you and your offensive line?
Yeah, they've been awesome. They really have done a good job, and in particular this past week with that front, it's really hard. And yeah, I've done my best to get the ball out and try to stay upright, and I think that helps them and they help me, and it's a good thing going right now.
Jared, how much do you feel like your own pocket mobility and pocket presence has grown, has evolved in your time here? It seems like you deserve as much credit for this sackless streak as maybe the offensive line.
It's something I work on. Yeah, I don't know if it's better now than it was in the past, but it's something I work on and try to be aware of. And I think it's just like anything else, something you try to get better at in the off season and through training camp when you get some real live bullets out there. And this year, it's done a pretty good job of it. But it starts when you. I could answer this question really long, but when you don't have a lot of pressure, it's easy to feel when there is one pressure, as opposed to when there's always pressure. It's hard to feel when it's actually and when it isn't, and that's when you see a lot of guys scrambling when they don't need to. I think when our O-line is as good as they've been, when one guy does get edged, it's easy to feel that and for me to move, and that makes it a whole lot easier for the quarterback.
It's not your side of the ball, but obviously you can maybe speak to the impact Aleem can have, maybe better than most. Just seeing him back out on the practice field, and just what that means, and what kind of boost can that be when you get a guy like that back?
Yeah, he's a hell of a player and a hell of a teammate and leader, and can do a whole bunch of different stuff on our D-line. I know he can line up kind of anywhere. He stops the run, stops the pass. I know he gives our O-line fits whenever he's out there. So yeah, I'd be happy to have him out there this week and see what he can do.
This is very broad, but this will be your 70th game as a Lion, which is one more than you played in LA. Can you just speak to the journey and maybe just reflect on how you've grown?
Yeah, that was cool. I heard that when I did my radio thing earlier this week. I was like, oh wow, that's cool. I know that was coming up, but yeah, I think it's. I've certainly become a Lion now in my career. When I look back on it, it's going to be majority Lions, and hopefully a lot more majority as we go on. But yeah, it's been a fun journey here. It's been fun to grow into and to be a part of this city, and to now, I guess, flip the scale in that way is cool.
How much do you feel like you still have left in your career?
That's a big question right now. I'm at week 5. Hopefully a long time. I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to answer, but yeah, I think a long time.
Jared, we talk about trap game.
The JMO deep ball where he kind of got twisted around as an example. Sometimes you and the receiver see the same play in a different way just because of the field of vision you guys have. There's not necessarily a wrong answer there. How do you iron out the communication between you two in those situations going forward?
Yeah, I don't think that was poor communication. I think I missed it a little bit outside, and I think if he was able to come up with that, it would have been him kind of saving my ass to some extent, making that play. And it's one I know he would love to make, and I love him to make it, and he can make that catch. It's a hard catch, so it's a really hard catch. But yeah, I think it's more so me putting the ball where I want to, a little bit more inside on him, making that catch a little bit easier, and I'm sure he'd come up with it.
Jared, curious if you've seen the impact of Scotty moving from running backs to receivers. Just how have you seen his knowledge in that room? You know, for fans, it's easy to see the blocking and on the run just making more of an impact on those routes, but what have you seen?
Yeah, I think he's got a great command in that room and control, and they've got such a great respect for him. And he was a running backs coach for us, but he's really just a football coach. He can kind of coach every position, it seems like, and those guys love him. He coaches them hard. He holds them accountable, and it's fun to see.
Jared, it would be great to never look down on a team.
Yeah, I don't even. Yeah, I think these guys are not even close to it being in a bad team to be a trap team. I think they're a really dang good team. Certainly on defense, they present some challenges for us on offense that we have to handle. I haven't watched their offensive tape, but I'm sure there's some things out there. I know they've got 2 hell of a receivers that they can throw the ball to. So, no, by no means. And I think, yeah, to answer your question further, we've been doubted before that maybe they're feeling. So I know exactly where they may be feeling, and yeah, no, there's no way we can take them lightly in any way.
How much of it? Go ahead.
Scotty said that he thinks Monroe's even somehow better this season. I'm just curious from your perspective, what makes him so good?
What makes him so good? Oh man, how long you got? Gosh, I feel like I talk about him every week, but he's smart, he's tough, he's physical, he can catch, he's a leader. He blocks, he can run routes really well. He does everything well. He's strong, he's physical at the catch point. He's I say smart. I mean, he kind of does a little bit of everything really well, and he's a quarterback's dream to throw to, and works tremendously hard. Sets the tempo for us on offense at practice, and does everything right. He's everything you want in a receiver and a teammate and a leader, and I love playing with him.
How much of concern is their secondary guys like Dax Hill and Jordan Battle back there?
Yeah, they got good players. They got young good players all over the place, and can give us issues in a ton of different places. I think they benefit when Hendrickson is going and getting home, and so we got to handle him. And if we do that, it's easier to throw the ball certainly down the field. But we'll see. If he's going, we may have to get the ball out. And those guys can make plays in certain